you're going to need a fork and a knife. This is Deep Dishing Sports with Bruce and Eli.
Yeah. Guys, the Bears won. They're 5-1. This is crazy. This is a crazy time to be alive as a Bears fan.
Oh, man. I don't know what to do, man. Like, this is fun.
Yeah, it's been, well,
this is fun.
Yeah, it's been fun and wild at the same time, because these close games, they just be messing with me, man. Like, and it's just gonna be like that the whole entire year. I know I gotta just swallow that pill and be ready for it every week.
Pretty much.
But it's just taking away years of my life at this point. Like, crazy. Let's break it down. Let's break this game down. Let's start with the offense.
All right.
Because Nick Foles he didn't do anything pretty in this game. He was 23 of 39. That's 70% completion percentage, 198 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 really, really bad interception, and a rushing touchdown. The offensive line was no help, and we'll get to them in a second, but they were really bad in this game. What's really troubling is it's against a defense that is not very good at getting to the quarterback and not very good at stopping the run. So that's
exactly
kind of concerning. But I mean, that terrible interception, he was immediately under pressure. If I can show the replay, I would, but like, it seemed like as soon as he got the ball from the snap, there was at least 3 Carolina Panthers in his face.
Crazy, man. It's ridiculous.
But at the end of the day, you don't throw that football. It was like a punt that he just laid up there. Too easy,
right?
For the Panthers to pick that one off. But the one beautiful throw of the game was that touchdown to Cole Kmet. Which, shout out to Cole Kmet for getting his first touchdown finally in this season.
Yes,
your boy, finally. Your boy from Notre Dame.
Yeah, no doubt.
And that was a beautiful throw. It was in a tight window in the red zone, which we all know red zone tight window throws are always very tough because the field is cut so short. So that was impressive. But nothing crazy from Nick Foles. This wasn't a very pretty game. But what were your thoughts on Big Nick, as they like to call him? I'm not gonna say the other word.
Okay, that kind of caught me off guard a little bit. Man, I trust Nick Foles. You see what I'm saying? Like, I trust him, man. He's not flashy. You know what you're gonna get from Nick Foles. He's a great game manager, and I truly believe that he is the right quarterback for this team. Outside of the one mistake that he made in throwing that interception, he did what he had to do. And the fact that offensive line, and I know we'll get to it, but that offensive line, oh my God, look, let's go. Me and you can go get on that offensive line and probably do a better job than what those guys are doing right now. And I don't know. I don't know what's the problem with this offensive line. No, I do know. And that's part of my question to you later. But, back to Nick Foles, man. He's just a typical game manager, man. And he did what he needed to do. And, moving forward with Nick Foles. And let me ask you this. Moving forward with Nick Foles, I think we're in a better position now in facing teams like Green Bay. We got New Orleans coming up. We got the Rams. I just feel more confident with Nick Foles as our quarterback than I do with Mitchell Trubisky, with the limitations of this offense. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. Okay. I completely agree. And some people will argue, like the Mitch truthers will probably argue that, he's just a big ass statue in the pocket and he doesn't have any mobility, and that's what Mitchell Trubisky gives you, is he's able to escape the pocket under pressure and create those type of playmaking plays. But the thing that those people don't realize is Nick makes up for it with how smart he is, with how quick he gets rid of the football.
Exactly.
Yeah, his ability to read the defense as quick as he does. And again, this isn't like, he's not a world beater at it. He's not Patrick Mahomes. He's not Russell Wilson. He's not Aaron Rodgers. But he is a quarterback that reads a defense very quickly, is able to digest that and get rid of the football. And you need that, and that helps you out a lot when you do have a offensive line like the Bears do. And you saw that with Matt Nagy's play calling in this game. There's a lot of short throws, a lot of lateral throws that Nick Foles was able to get rid of the ball very quickly, and that's just going to be our offense going forward.
Yeah, exactly.
You would love to see the Nick Foles that was against Atlanta, and he was just like chucking the ball down the field. But Atlanta's defense is probably one of the worst in the league, so you can't expect that week in and week out. It's going to be short throws, get rid of the ball quick. It's going to be an extension of the running game because that doesn't exist right now. And that's just how it is.
You know what? When Nick Foles threw that interception yesterday, and maybe it's just me because I'm a Nick Foles. I might just be getting this jersey soon. Not really, but I might just make a T-shirt and put the number 9 on there. But when he threw that interception yesterday, I was almost shocked. I was just like, nah, Nick don't make those type of plays. Yeah. And if it was Mitchell Trubisky, I would have just been like, yup. Typical Mitchell Trubisky. Yeah, I saw that one coming. You see what I'm saying? And look, man, this is not a let's bash Mitchell Trubisky. It's just that you see the difference between quarterbacks, and like I said, Nick Foles, man, I trust him. I have more trust in Nick Foles.
Without a doubt, I have more trust that Nick Foles will make the smart play. And yeah, I mean, it just sucks that he doesn't have an offensive line that can help him out. Like, I feel like we would really see, Matt Nagy open the playbook a little bit more if he had an offensive line to help him out. But it just, it sucks. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, that offensive line only goes to show you that it maybe it wasn't coaching. Maybe it wasn't Harry Heinstead that was the problem. Maybe it's just the lack of talent that's on that offensive line.
Yeah, and it's really weird because they got off to a great start. I mean, those first 3 games, we were able to run the ball for over 100 yards. We were giving credit to, Juan Castillo and that coaching staff for apparently fixing the running game, we thought. But I mean, ever since then, they've gone up against defenses that were a little bit more stout, and now we're seeing the true colors of this offensive line, unfortunately.
And I don't think we we talked about. I mean, well, last week was kind of we didn't have bear down breakdown last week, but a significant loss on that offensive line was James Daniels. You started to see. Why the Bears drafted James Daniels when they drafted him, because he was really having a solid season, and that injury was huge because you see the drop down from James Daniels to Alex Barr, and that's another Notre Dame guy. So my patience. I'm trying to be patient with Alex Barr, but you could tell why he was a practice squad.
Well, Rashad Coward started this game at left guard. I think, right? It was Rashad Coward in this game.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Rashad Coward got his first start at left guard.
Alex Barr and Rashad Coward look exactly alike. So.
Yeah, Alex Barr came in the game last week when James Daniels got injured and he struggled. So, yeah, they both are not good.
They're both bad. Okay. All right.
Right. Yeah. That's the moral of the story is they're both bad. I think I saw a stat somewhere. Sorry, not to interrupt you.
No.
I think I saw a stat somewhere on Twitter where when the Bears have run the ball left, which is to the side of Charles Leno and whoever the hell it is at left guard whenever they decide to play, since James Daniels gotten injured, they've averaged like 1.6 yards per carry or something like that.
Oh my God.
Which is
1.6.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad.
My
really
God.
bad. But
no. Okay. So we talk about the offensive line. So this is where I want you to put your coaching hat on. Okay. Not so much your coaching hat, but your GM hat.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
And I know I feel like we've been talking about this offensive line maybe for the last 2 years on how bad it is. But I'm gonna read off this offensive line, and I want you to tell me yay or nay on are they legit offensive starters in the NFL. Okay. All right. And just be honest. Just be honest. In fact, not just the offensive line, but can we do this? Can I do this really fast for the entire offense?
Sure. Why not?
Okay.
It's our show. We do what we want. If you don't like it, stop watching.
I appreciate that.
No, I'm just kidding. Don't stop watching.
Let's just do this. If I'm going to read the names off of our starting offense, and you just say yes or no to if you want to keep those guys on the team next year. Okay? All right. Allen Robinson.
Of course.
Okay. Jimmy Graham.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. You didn't sound too sure about that.
I mean,
okay.
he's not a world beater, but he's a solid tight end, and we haven't had one in God knows how long. So.
All right. Cole Kmet.
I think he has a lot of potential, so yes.
Okay. Anthony Miller.
Nah.
All right. Ted Ginn
No.
Jr. All right. David.
I'm sorry, that threw me off. I thought you were going to say Darnell Mooney
even.
before him, but okay.
No, I mean, I'm going off this is the depth chart that I'm reading.
Go ahead.
All right. So those are the wide receivers. We got the tight ends. David Montgomery.
Yes.
Okay. Tariq Cohen.
Yes.
Okay. Nick Foles.
That's the tough one. That's the tough one. I don't know. He's a bridge quarterback. So if we draft one, then yes, you keep Nick Foles.
Okay. Now let's get to the offensive line. All right. Charles Leno Jr.
I feel bad saying this because I think he's a good guy, but no, it's time to move on.
Okay. All right. Right tackle, Bobby Massey.
Time to move on.
Okay. Right guard, Jermaine Confetti. Jermaine Jackson Confetti.
Oh God. I think he's been solid. So sure.
Okay. Cody Whitehair.
He's having a really bad year, but yeah, I don't think you let him go just for one bad year.
I just wish they move him back to right guard. That's just my own personal opinion on Cody. But and then James Daniels.
Yeah.
Okay. So out of all the positions that I just mentioned to you, those names, you had maybe 6 yes, and the rest was goodbye.
Yeah.
And that right there is the problem with this offense. We don't have enough talent on offense, man.
Yeah.
And we don't have we have 2. You said yes to Cody Whitehair and yes to James Daniels, and you were a tweener with Jermaine Jackson Confetti.
Yeah.
You gave a yes, but you wasn't that confident in that yes.
It was an iffy yes.
So that's 2 positions on the offensive line that you were confident in. Your left tackle and your right tackle, we have no confidence in them at all. And that left tackle, that's the money maker. That protects our quarterback. And that's the problem with this offense. So every time I see people complain about the offense and the offensive line, you know what it comes down to? We just don't have the talent.
Yeah.
And you could blame that and that goes to Ryan Pace, because think about it. Kevin White, we drafted him at what number? Back 8, 7?
I think it was top 10. Yeah.
Top 10. He's no longer with the team. You look at the quarterback you drafted that you traded up to get. Where is he now? Not even starting. More likely he's gone next year. So you know what? Like, offensively, Ryan Pace has not been. I mean, yeah, we hit on the Darnell Mooney's and the Tariq Cohens. That was great. And Cody Whitehair has been solid. James Dane, he's been. But other than that, like, who can you hang your hat on that Pace is drafted on the offensive side?
None.
And at some point, you just got to look at the reality that we just don't have the talent on offense.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something that, I've been preaching for years, is Ryan Pace's lack of ability to build an offense. I mean, you look at Allen Robinson, the one free agent acquisition that's really paid off for Ryan Pace, which, by the way, he still has not found new money for, which is crazy, because the one piece that he has contributed to this offense that's been consistent and very good at Pro Bowl level, he hasn't even paid yet.
Exactly.
Ryan Pace definitely has to excuse me, own up for what this offense looks like, because I mean, this offseason, just look at what he did. He went out, traded for a statue of a quarterback in Nick Foles, which, granted, there's a lot of good things that Nick Foles does, but one thing he can do is escape the pocket. So you go and you trade for a statue at quarterback. He isn't Mike Glennon, so I'm not comparing him to Mike Glennon, but still, you pick up an immobile quarterback and you do nothing to fix this offensive line. The only thing that they did was pick up Ifedi, Jermaine Jackson Confetti, and he's done decent at best. At best.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's complete negligence on Ryan Pace's part, and it falls completely on him. Because, I mean, if when you have a really bad offensive line, it's hard to do anything as both a play caller and a quarterback. Like, when you don't have the run game, it completely, eliminates a lot of the play calls that you want to do. When you don't have pass protection, completely eliminates, what you want to do as a quarterback. So Nick Foles and Matt Nagy both kind of have their hands tied because of this offensive line, which sucks.
Yeah.
And it's just, what sucks even more is that I don't see how they're going to fix it this year. Like, you don't just pick up a guard off the street and then he just completely changes the game. Like, those are free agents. Those are drafted players. And, Ryan Pace just has to sleep in the bed that he made right now. It's unfortunate. I mean, it's no fixing this year. This is what it is. This is what it is. We're gonna run into a game where we score 31 points or maybe 31 points, but this is the norm. These 23-16 games, this is the norm for the Bears for the rest of the year. And the reason why is because of the defense that we have. Yeah, and see, Samuel said Chicago Bear tradition, no talent on offense. And that's been the norm here in Chicago. Just a really good defense that carries an offense, and the offense just needs to be, mediocre to win games. Yeah. And that sucks, because that isn't sustainable. unfortunately.
No.
Like,
No.
this isn't 1985, guys. This isn't
Right.
2006. You know what I mean? You have all pro talented quarterbacks. You know, you can name at least 10 of them in the league right now. That can, you know, dice you up. I mean, the Bears defense is really good, but how did that work out?
It's
how
not
did that
elite.
work out for us 2 years ago? Like,
Yeah.
you need an offense that can score 25 points in today's NFL, week in and week out.
Definitely.
Unfortunately, you cannot rely on
Definitely.
turnovers.
Definitely.
You cannot rely on pick sixes. It's just not sustainable. It's great to have a good defense, but I don't know if they win championships anymore. I just don't know.
No, you need a balance. You need a balance. You need. I don't even want to say a balance. You need an offense, like you said, that's just gonna score 25 points, man. In today's NFL, I mean, that's the name of the game. Offense is the name of the game, and everything is geared towards the offense. I mean, we saw pass interference calls yesterday where I was just like damn, like what can these cornerbacks do? What do you want these cornerbacks to do? I saw it's crazy, man. So you need an offense. You need an offense to at least give you 25 points in a game, and unfortunately the Bears just don't have it right now.
Yeah, it's rough. I'm gonna give one last stat on this offensive line before we move on, but it's really gonna put into perspective how bad they've been. Okay, so in the run game, the Panthers have struggled to stop the run all season. They were allowing 5.7 yards per carry going into Sunday, okay, which was ranked 31st in the league.
Yeah.
Bears only managed 2.95 yards per carry.
2.95
in this game. One more stat.
Yeah.
And it's for each offensive lineman, which is terrible. Cody Whitehair, the guy who was supposed to be, you know, the anchor of our offensive line, the most consistent dude on this offensive line. He's given up the second most pressures at center in the league with 15. Charles Leno, our left tackle, like you said, the moneymaker. He's given up the 8th most pressures at tackle in the league. Jermaine Ifedi, 14th most at guard. Bobby Massey, 16th most, almost right behind Charles Leno at tackle. So you can't.
These dudes got a legit bet going on who's going to give up the most pressures. Like, what's wrong with y'all?
Four
man?
of your offensive linemen are in the top 16 in terms of most pressures given up at each position, and that's you can't do much with that. Like running or passing, you're just not going to do much with that. And again, that falls on Ryan Pace's hands, 100%.
Yep.
100%.
Wow.
Yeah, that's where we're at.